Hey guys, welcome back to Geek Blend. My name is Jeff, and I'm here today to talk about the Irobot Roomba i7 Plus robot vacuum with automatic dirt disposal. I've been working on this review for a couple of months now, so we're going to get into why it's taken so long to get this posted. But first, we're going to unbox it. This is a replacement that we got from Best Buy. We pay for the extra warranty, and our guy at Best Buy exchanged it outright because the old one was having issues. We'll get into those issues shortly. We're going to go through the positives and the negatives about this robot and why I still recommend it even with the issues we've had. And this will be the Geek Blend Tech. So let's actually get this thing open and we'll take a look at what's inside. So I'm going to show you the box now, and I'm going to cut, and then I'm going to show you what comes inside the box, and then we will also get it set up on our phone as well. Okay, so these are the first two boxes that are in that giant Roomba box from Irobot. Get it open. The robot itself is actually in this box with some instructions on how to set it up on the Wi-Fi. This is the accessories box. It's going to have your cord to charge it while it's plugging the base. It's going to have the barrier on this. So this is actually a barrier you can turn on, and it can either be a rounded off area barrier where you don't want it to be, or it can be a straight line barrier if you want to keep it out of specific doorways. Okay. It comes with Duracell batteries, which is awesome. This is the actual corner, I guess, brush, if you want to call it, that goes on the bottom. Little filter that goes inside of it. This is the actual bag that you put in the base that I will show you how it goes in the base. And that is the accessories that come in the box in this end. So now I'm going to show you the actual base and charging station where the robot will dock itself. This is the actual base where the robot will actually dock itself. This is where it connects and charges, right here. Inside the top of the base, if you open it up, you will see where the bag is, where the dirt goes when it does expel the dirt. That was already in there. There's an extra one in the box. This is the actual base where we'll actually roll up on this base, dock itself, empty out. It will basically there's a suction path from here that goes all the way up into the base. It will empty the dirt. And if it's not done vacuuming and it still has enough charge, it will go right back to where it was, right exactly where it left off. If it is done, it will send you a notification on the app that says the job is completed, and that it will stay on the charging station until it is charged again and ready for the next time you use it. This is what the robot itself looks like when it's actually on the base. It's not plugged in. It's not charged. I just want to show you guys on the table here what it looks like once the robot is actually on the base itself. And now I will get it set up so you can see it in progress and how it runs and my thoughts about it and everything else that's happened with this robot. Okay, so now we're going to actually set up the robot on the app here. I actually have the app downloaded already. It's the Irobot app from the App Store. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. So we're going to click on Roomba because we have a Wi-Fi connected vacuuming robot. That's what we want. Okay, so we'll need our charging station, robot, and Wi-Fi password. We got that all set up, ready to go. Set up charging station. We have already got it set up. As you can see in the background there, the picture I took, that's where I got it set up in my master bedroom. We're going to name it Dandy Tanner for now. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my password here. Okay, so now I need to press and hold the spot and home button on robot simultaneously for 2 seconds and release. So I press the buttons, continue, and it's going to search for the robot. It's actually down the hall. Hope it searches. I'm actually got this loaded on OBS right now, so there we go. Leave the robot home app, go to Wi-Fi settings, select the robot Roomba, and then come back to the Irobot home app. So we'll do that, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, so we have the Roomba set up on its base, and now it is charging. So once it's charging, I'll actually start it to clean. I wanted to go through a couple things on this for you guys. Schedule, you can actually schedule certain times of the day, certain days of the week that you want this thing to run. History will go back and show you how much square footage it's cleaned. If there's any like error messages, it says your cleaning history will appear here. Below that, if there are any errors that ever happen with the thing, it'll show all the errors. You can go into lifetime and it'll show you exactly the cleaning jobs, total job time it's done completely, how many dirt event counts, which means how many times it's had to expel the dirt from the actual robot itself into the base. Smart maps. Okay, so this is a new thing they've been doing since the i7 Plus came out, and we used it on the old robot we had before we had to exchange it for this new robot, and it had set up our complete downstairs and complete upstairs. You can send Roomba to clean. After 2 to 5 runs, it says the map will be complete. It actually got done before the 5th clean. I think it was like 3 or 4. You can divide and label a smart map. You can tell Roomba to clean and when and where. Like you can pick specific rooms. You can create barriers so it only stays in one specific room, so you don't actually have to use the laser barrier that came with it. So I've activated the smart maps now. So once it goes through a few cleanings, you will be able to see the actual map of your house. We have ours upstairs. We take it downstairs to run as well. Since we only had the one, it will set up smart maps for different areas. It will know that it's a different area completely. It won't recognize it, so it knows it'll be a different area. This is a good thing to help your Roomba kind of explore your area. It can only map where it reaches. So if there's something blocking off where you want it to clean, make sure that debris or anything you have on the floor is picked up. Just pick up clutter, open doors so it can get to your whole home. So if you have hallway doors or doors to your bathrooms, make sure they're open if you want the robot to go in there. Run Roomba at different times of the day so it can learn your home in different lighting conditions. If it's dark out, I do have the lights on in the rooms I want it to do. Roomba cannot see in total darkness. So this I've never done. I've never done a training run on this so you can map it up faster. I might start that first before I get going on that. So this is where your smart maps will be displayed. So once the smart maps are set up, it will show you what's going on. Got a whole list of help things here, and a lot of settings for your robot. But that is the actual Roomba app, and if you want to clean, you just hit clean and you can select either specific rooms that you already have set up on your map, or you can tell it to clean everywhere. That way it's actually cleaning everywhere in your house and setting up those maps. So let's get further into this, and I'll show you some footage of the Roomba actually running, and I'll go through the issues a little bit that we had with it, and then I'll kind of give you my final thoughts on the product itself and let you know if I recommend this or not. Okay guys, so I wanted to kind of talk to you about why this was a replacement product that we were unboxing. I got that replacement product replaced at Best Buy, and here's why. So about 2-3 weeks ago, I turned the robot on to do our living room, and it started, well, it came off the dock properly, then it started spinning in circles. So I got a hold of Irobot's customer support. I'm actually going to play a video of what it was doing in the background so you can watch it. And I got a hold of Irobot customer support. We kind of went back and forth, and finally they told me to do a couple things. They had me check a couple of errors, and I did the request that they sent via their website. They had a couple of things and I did those things, and it did not resolve the issue. So finally got a hold of their actual support and was on the phone with somebody for a couple of hours doing multiple things, and it still not fixed the issue. So they sent it up higher to the next level of tech support. So I got a hold of my guy at Best Buy, and he told me that our robot was still covered under our Best Buy extended warranty that we had purchased. It's a really great deal. We have a great guy at Best Buy. It really helps us out. So I took it in, got it exchanged, and it's working fine. But I wanted to show you guys and let you guys know we did have to deal with some issues with this thing. And I do know that from what I've heard, if one of the sensors goes out, there's a lot of issues around the entire robot because there are so many sensors that connect and do so many things at one time. So if one's not seemingly working, then the other ones won't work as well, or they will be so out of whack that they won't be able to converse with each other. So another thing it was doing was it was finally starting to not spin, and it would start running on its own, but it wouldn't run straight with the bumper. It would run backwards and hit the wall without the bumper end. So on one end of the robot, there's actual bumper. You'll see in the footage I'll play here shortly of the robot actually running, but then it was actually going backwards and hitting the back end of the robot instead of that bumper, because you wanted to hit that bumper because you don't want to damage the robot. So that's where the last spot we got to was on that, and then it started spinning just repeatedly again, as you're seeing in the video. But I'm going to go ahead and get into a discussion about the robot itself. I'm going to give you some footage of the robot vacuuming my bedroom and vacuuming my dining room and then expelling the dirt a couple times, and we'll kind of talk about what we love about it and maybe some things we don't like about it, and if we do recommend the product. All right, so let's get into that. Okay guys, so I did discuss the issue we had earlier with it going in circles and spinning. That's why we had to replace it. So about a month into having this, we did have some other issues. It would get stuck and say it couldn't find the base, and it would also throw an error that the chute between the vacuum itself and the bag was full, or there was an obstacle or debris. So we would take it apart and there would be nothing in there, and we would even check the bag to make sure the bag wasn't overflowing into the chute. It wouldn't be. But it would continuously throw that error, or it would continuously get stuck, or say it was stuck, and it would be in the middle of a room or in the middle of the hallway with no obstacles. So I emailed customer support for Irobot. They got back to me pretty quickly, and I let them know what was going on. As soon as that happened, it stopped doing that, and we didn't have any other issues till the spinning. So that was the only issues we really ever had with it that were consistent. Sometimes it does throw an occasional error here and there, but other than that, you should be fine. If you're experiencing multiple issues with it, I would either return it if you have a warranty where you bought it, or call customer care for Irobot and have them replace it right away. So now you see the robot in the corner there doing its thing. The little side brush, the little round brush that's on the side of it, gets in those cracks and crevices between the carpet and the wall very well. One time I ran the vacuum and I checked before, there was a lot of cat hair and debris in there, and after it was done I checked, and it really did a good job. So where the wall and the carpet meet, it really gets in there with that little brush. When it runs around the room, it kind of bumps around on things just to make sure it knows where it's going. But once it gets your entire floor mapped out, it usually doesn't do that as much, because the first time or the first couple times you run it, when it's actually getting your map complete, and it's always like getting better results for your map, but it doesn't do that as much once it gets more acquainted with your room down the road. As we can see, it's kind of going around the dresser, trying to kind of map that out, trying to figure out where it's going to go next, and it kind of goes around the corner. And it does get in those corners and the little cracks and crevices in your room very well. It'll get under your bed, and it'll get under your bed a lot. So if you have a lot of stuff under your bed, you might want to block it off. Use the invisible barrier that comes with it. So you can turn that on, that laser barrier. Use that. Or put some things under your bed, right on the edge of the bed, that it can't knock out of the way to keep it from getting under your bed, because it will go into there and it will clean. We only have a few little storage bins we keep under our bed, so that helps. But the cat does occasionally take toys under there, so I've had to actually take the robot apart to get the cat toy out. But it does a really good job. As you can see the lines on the carpet, the robot will run up and down a line. It'll go down, and it'll turn itself around, come back up, and it'll keep doing that and do those lines constantly around your room. Even when it hits an obstacle, it'll do the lines, come around the obstacle, do the lines, continue to do that until that room is done, whether you have it set up on automatic pass, 1 pass, or 2 pass. Automatic, most of the time it's going to run 2 passes. 2 pass, of course, is going to run 2 pass. 1 passes, it'll only run 1 pass through that room, and then it's done and move on to the next room. So depending on if you had a lot of time or you wanted to do that extra pass and take more time and expel more dirt into that bag and fill that bag up quicker, you might want to select 1 pass. We usually do automatic. That's how we usually set it up. Or if it's not that bad, we'll set it to 1 pass. So once it gets your house or your upstairs mapped off, you'll be able to select rooms and barriers and select the names of those rooms once you have them marked off. So when you get into that app and you select clean, you have the option to clean all or clean those select rooms. So if you have rooms with high traffic areas, you'll want to do those more often. That's a really good advantage to mapping those rooms and having those blocked off so you can select the rooms. That way you don't have to do the entire floor of your house or your entire house at once. We'll get the high traffic areas like the main part of the hallway and our master bedroom and maybe our bathroom maybe once a week. Downstairs, it's not one open area because of gates we have separated for where our dogs. When it gets downstairs in our hallway, you'll see a gate to our kitchen. So our kitchen's blocked off in the hallway and the dining room. So when you go down our stairs, there's the little foyer where our front door is, the hallway that goes to the kitchen, the dining room, and then our front living room. We'll get all that picked up. We'll do all that. When that's done, we won't do the kitchen because we have an older dog who has some bathroom issues. So I like to keep the kitchen vacuumed with a hand vac, and because I do have to clean it with the mop a lot, and I don't want it to suck up urine or anything like that, so I don't want it to get in the vacuum itself. So I'll have to move the vacuum to our main TV room where we watch TV, and you go in and out to our backyard. Our dogs are in and out to the dog door all the time. So that's a very high traffic area I have to do more often. Some people would see it as an inconvenience to move the vacuum from upstairs to downstairs in the front area of the house and then to the living room area. So that's 3 times you have to move the vacuum. And once you get used to it, it's not a problem at all. I really don't mind doing it. Plus, it does help to be able to run that vacuum down there multiple times before we bring it back upstairs or to the front room to get that. Because a lot of times, unless we have company staying for the weekend, we won't have a lot of stuff on the floor except for some cat hair and some debris and things like that for if we were unboxing something, if there's some styrofoam or anything like that. So mainly that TV room and the high traffic areas are going to be done most. That's why the mapping system is so well for a main area that's open that you can do at once, so it's not doing all that and taking up all that time and having to recharge and clean and then recharge again and then clean again and having to empty out the bin multiple times. It saves a lot of time. So that's a big plus with this mapping feature. I really enjoy being able to do that. I've never had any other robot vacuums, so this is the only one I'm having my opinions based on. This one is a good starting point. Not having to remove the dirt yourself manually from the robot when it gets full. Having it be able to have that automatic dirt disposal available instead of having to do it yourself is a huge, huge time saver. It's also nice where you can run the vacuum while you're gone or when you're at work. That way you don't have to continually emptying that bin. We're going to watch it here. It's going to be docking itself and then emptying the bin, and you'll be able to hear what it sounds like when it does that. It's basically like a jet engine. So it's docking itself here. Really cool how it does, like you can see it kind of go back and forth so it knows it's lining up. So it's now sucking that dirt out. Once it does, play a little sound like that it's done, if the job is complete, or if it's charging itself as well. So there's the gate I was talking about that divides my hallway to our kitchen. That's a nice help there because it'll keep it from going in, and it maps that as a barrier in the map section. Usually I shut that door and I usually vacuum that bathroom with the hand vac myself, but it had been a couple of times since I had done it, so I decided to let the vacuum do it, so I picked everything up in there and had to do in there, but it can't actually get behind the toilet, but it can get close to it. So there's a dining room downstairs. This is an older house. That's the original wood floor. So now it's going to go in and do the vacuum. You can see the lines on the floor where it's kind of done its routine. And there it is in the corner doing its thing there. And there's another gate barrier to our kitchen. Kind of goes through. It kind of feels a little bit of a give on that gate, so it thinks it can get through. And we're going to watch it dock again here in a second too. But to wrap this up a little bit, even with all the issues we've had, I would highly recommend this. Saves a lot of time. When you vacuum on your own, you have to move the cord around from plug to plug. Takes a lot longer than you want, especially with a big upstairs like we have. So it takes a lot longer to do this upstairs than I would like. So being able to do this while we're at work or while we're out on the weekends doing something else, it's a huge time saver, and it's a big help for anybody who's looking to gain time on their weekends or some extra time around the house. So I would highly recommend this. The Irobot Roomba i7 Plus with automatic dirt disposal is available now. Best Buy, Amazon, irobot.com, all those places. It's going to empty the bin again, as you can see on the video here, wherever. So thank you guys for watching the Geek Blend Tech. This episode has been for this wonderful vacuum that we've loved having, even with the issues we've had. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, leave a like on the video, it really helps us out. Links to social media like Facebook, Instagram, and links below. Our Patreon links are below as well, so check those out. Until next time, see you guys later. Thanks for watching.